Hi YouTube, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Let's start by saying that you're not crazy. Whenever you speak the truth, people will overlook what you're saying and it will go right over their head. The main reason why they do not understand you is because you have a higher level of consciousness. You're able to see and understand things through a broader lens, while they are only able to see life through a very constricted lens. So they're not going to see the whole picture, the full picture of who you are. Only the tiny, closed-minded way that they think, that is the way that they're going to perceive you, through their perception of their own reality that they create. So when you constantly have spiritual attacks, understand that the enemy is fueled with hate and negativity. And that is their reality. They're constantly manifesting chaos and destruction and causing other people to suffer because of the way that they view their reality. Through being unable to see how their behavior, their actions, how their words can cause consequences to another person. This also can happen because of their selfish nature. Since they have a negative way of living, they're in a state of lack. They think that there is only so little for them to actually have something. And that's why they're takers and they take so much from you. Because they lack a lot of what you have. And they don't have it within them to give back because it doesn't exist. The capacity that they love you by is the capacity that they love themselves. The capacity that they're able to understand you is the capacity that they're unable to understand themselves. Because they're not in touch and they're not connected to their soul and their mind. They're unconsciously aware. And because of this, it will cause them to be ignorant, to say foolish things to you that make no sense, to lie to you because they're living in fear. They're terrified of the truth. And so when you start to talk and you have all this spiritual knowledge and you have wisdom that is beyond your age, they truly do not comprehend what you're saying. They may understand the words, but they don't fully get the message and actually understand you. There's a difference between communication and understanding. They're capable of communicating, but unable to understand. And since they're ignorant and they're living in fear, they're incapable of actually having the consciousness to see you for who you are. So whenever they call you weird, crazy, it's only because of the very lack that they're living in. They're truly asleep, programmed to not be connected to themselves. Because when you actually meet someone who is operating with their heart and with their mind, and they're connected to who they are spiritually, they're spiritually strong, they are going to want to understand you and take the time to understand you and not be so quick to judge and to label you. So it's okay when you feel misunderstood. Your wisdom sometimes will be mocked, will be laughed at. People may take you as a joke. You might experience oppression. Whenever you speak, they're going to discredit you and make you feel that you have no idea what you're talking about. This is only because people are scared of how profound your thinking and your emotions are. And so they're going to want to oppress it and shut it down. It's too much for them to handle. So that's why they need to dim that light of yours. So understand to not personalize their behavior towards you. And do not get angry and blame them for being unable to understand you. You have to start seeing the fact that we're all operating on different levels. They're not at the same level that you are, consciously. So they're not going to be able to see the bigger picture and have consciousness to gain awareness of their surroundings and of situations and of what you're saying and what you're trying to communicate towards them. And so understand that we must start being more non-judgmental towards these people. Because I recall the day that I was living in my old paradigm. I saw life through a very negative lens because of being brainwashed to think a certain way and to view my reality as this very negative, horrible place. And it was all because of living with a covert narcissist. They manipulate you and brainwash you and isolate you. And they program you to think a certain way about other people and to think a certain way about yourself. And then one day, when you're able to actually get away and actually take time to self-reflect and start healing and doing the inner work, you start to see through all the lies and everything that was never even the truth to begin with, that you were being manipulated and brainwashed. So many of them are brainwashed. And that's why they mock you and laugh at you. Because they really do not see you for who you are. They don't see the value that you have. Only highly spiritual people will be able to see the value that you have. Fully. Because they are aware that you do have potential. And that you're a very powerful human being. And that you are above them. They are aware of this. And that's why they throw spiritual attacks your way. To lower you. Because you've become too much of what they expected you to be. And you've become better than them. And now you're a threat. And now you become competition and opposition in their eyes towards you. They are aware of that. But they truly do not see every single thing that you are. They see you through a very fragmented perception. And many of them are operating through past traumas, through traumatic experiences. And so their whole worldview has shifted into darkness. And the only way that they can soothe their suffering is through doing the same thing that was done to them. Inflict pain on someone else. To only use it as a band-aid for their own pain. Instead of healing. But it's their choice. We only have control of what we can control. We do not have control of what we cannot control in this life. And so understand that whenever you're being judged incorrectly and you're not being seen for who you are, and as much as you try to explain yourself, they truly do not see you because they do not have the same capacity that you have. You've already been able to meet yourself at a very deep level. Even when you were little, you were always in tune to yourself. As a hypersensitive, empathetic, very compassionate, loving, selfless human being that you are, you always felt like you never were able to fit in because no one really understood why you felt so much and why you felt way too much and you felt other people's energy and their pain. So they're going to judge and belittle you because you are too much. You're too much for them to handle. And so they need to try to suppress it, but only for their own comforting. But do not change yourself. And do not be less than what you are. because that too much that you offer is going to be enough for the right people. And so understand this message. And do not judge yourself. And try to think that you somehow have to try harder to prove yourself. You do not need to prove yourself to anyone. Especially when they intentionally want to misinterpret your intentions, or they truly believe that your intentions are fake. Do not put yourself through pain and put yourself in a situation that is only going to drain your energy and waste your time, because there's no point in trying to prove a point. There's a blockage between consciousness, and so they can't see, they really can't see through you for who you are. I really hope this message helped anyone. Continue to be yourself, continue to stay true to who you are, and continue to share that beautiful light with the world. Bye.